Many of you are sitting on skills, expertise, and knowledge in a particular area or areas and are literally leaving money on the table. Don't click off, I'm talking to you. You didn't stumble on this video by chance. This is actually your wake-up call. Have you ever stopped to think about all the knowledge that you've accumulated over the years doing what you've been doing, working in whatever field that you're working in? Whether you're a nurse, a teacher, a builder, a travel enthusiast, a marketer, a financial planner, an accountant, a nutritionist, a banker, a bookkeeper, it really does not matter. You spend countless hours learning and perfecting your craft, and there are others, both individuals and companies, who would love to learn about what you know. You could package all of this knowledge and offer it as a profitable consulting business. Yes. There's the option of focusing on business to business or business to consumer consulting. The choice is yours. And the best part is that you get to be your own boss, you get to set your own hours, you get to work with clients that align with your values and goals. You're not just selling a product, you're selling yourself, you're selling your unique skills. It's really about the supply and the demand. There's a demand for the knowledge that you have, so why not supply it? Here's the thing, there's a lot of us that have skills that we didn't even know are skills, and some of these skills are quite profitable. So we need to start doing like an audit on ourselves. Then we need to learn to package them in a way that it can benefit others. I'm an avid promoter of starting and growing a social media brand, growing your audience, and monetizing your influence. And one of this, is by YouTube or whatever social media platform it is. I'm a proud YouTuber and an avid promoter of it. But the truth is that not everyone is made for YouTube or social media per se. Not everyone will be successful at social media. That's just how life is. With social media, there is a learning curve because you'll need to learn the different platforms, you'll need to understand the algorithm, you need to learn how to create content, you'll need to learn how to film, to edit, to pose, learn and develop camera presence, and so on. They're all doable because I learned them from scratch. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy. It's not. It does take a lot of effort and it does take a lot of time, but the reward is great. The difference with consulting is that you can make money from the information that you already have, the knowledge that you already have, as opposed to going out and trying to learn something else. Whether it's offering marketing advice, financial planning strategies, HR guidance, or whatever knowledge, skill, information that you already have, there are businesses and individuals out there that are willing to pay you for the knowledge that you have. So here's your opportunity and your wake-up call to start making some money from the knowledge that you already have. The question now is, how do you do that? I can tell you that starting a consulting business does not require any additional training, no equipment, other than a working laptop. But if you still don't believe me, I actually have a guest for today's episode who can go more in depth in this topic. Her name is Patrice Davis. She is originally from Jamaica and is now living in Atlanta and is making roughly $1,100 per day. What's interesting is that she's projecting to make 7 figures, which is incredible. Not only does she provide consulting services, but she was also able to scale her business to offer in-demand training where she now teaches people like you and me how to set up our very own profitable consulting business using the knowledge and information that we have available to us in the service or the industry that we fall under. So it's pretty cool and there's a lot for us to learn from her. So let's get started. All right, Patrice, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. I know that you have a wealth of knowledge to share with us. We want to dive right into the world of consultancy because I know that you have been doing grant compliance consulting for a while now, but to the average person, what does that mean? How did you get started doing this? And tell us about your experience.
Sure. So, take your first question. When a person is a grant compliance consultant, they are managing typically very large grants, $1 million grants for the recipient. So, let's say a government agency awards a grant to an organization. That organization needs to manage it to make sure that they follow the rules, follow the regulations, that they're spending the grant as they should. And so, what we do is we manage the grant for the organization, and we just make sure that they're compliant and that they can keep the grant. If they don't do it well, they can lose the grant. And so that's why government grant compliance consulting is so important. But to answer your second question, I fell into government grant management. I started my career in marketing. And then when my son was reaching a certain age and going into middle school, I decided I wanted to be more available for him and my two daughters who were younger than him. And so I decided to basically shift down to a part-time position. Back then, there weren't that many, part-time marketing positions. So I decided to, move to a nonprofit. I worked, and when I moved to a nonprofit is when I managed their grants for them. I took the skills I had in my marketing career, then basically shifted it to managing government grants for that nonprofit. And since then, I've worked in a different kinds of organizations for universities, and then also worked at the CDC as a public health analyst, where I was able to see the other side of grant making. So my experience.
Okay, so you basically took all the experience and the knowledge that you had and packaged it, and is now offering consulting services to companies.
Yes, absolutely. So to companies, such as companies that get, like innovation grants from the US federal government. For nonprofits get a lot of grants, also for universities. So that's what we do.
Yeah, you see, that's interesting because that's your area of expertise, that's your area of knowledge, and you've been able to successfully convert that into a business. And that's what I try to explain to the viewers, that it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. You could be very good at dog grooming. As long as you're able to package that and offer, and there's a demand for that, you can offer that as a consulting service.
Yes.
And it's good to see someone that has done it, is doing it successfully. Thank you so much again for being here. And someone that is also a woman. I'm all about women empowerment.
Yes.
And I'm also particularly happy that you're Jamaican as well. I have to add.
Yes. Born and raised, as they say.
No, we have to add that little part, but
Yes.
it's for everyone. It
Yes.
doesn't matter who, where, what you are. But yeah. So you're offering grant compliance consultancy services, but not only are you offering that, I know that you're also teaching people how to become their own consultancy services. Talk me through a little bit of that. How does that come about? And just talk to us about that.
So one of the things that I started really thinking about maybe 2 years into my business was how I had to learn everything little by little, pull it together, figure out what systems to use, research a lot of things to figure out how to deliver, the services that we have for our clients. And then I started to realize, wait, there are a lot of people that are in the same situation as I am, that have all of this experience and expertise, professional skills, just all of this talent. And they probably would be very interested in learning how they can take all of this, package it up, turn it into, 2 or 3 services, and then offer those services to companies, organizations, universities. And so I decided, why don't I launch a program to teach people who want to be consultants how they can do it, but not necessarily how, right? It's how to accelerate it so that they're not spending 2 or 3 years researching. They can then start their business much sooner. So you eliminate the research, you eliminate the analysis paralysis and some of the other things and even the fear. Because a lot of people have the experience and all of that, but then to be able to tell them, in order to be able to sell your services, you have to put yourself out there. People have a lot of fear about that. They may be very confident in the workplace. They can get up and do a speech in the workplace, but then having to do a speech representing your company, sometimes that can be intimidating for people. So we just help them move past the fear, know how to operationalize their business. It's really a business in a box, but also with a lot of encouragement, accountability, and coaching.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's interesting because I know there are people who may have a skill and they don't even realize that it's a skill. It's a skill that can be monetized. It's a skill that can, can make them wealthy or put them further than they are. But do you help people to identify and to hone into those?
Yes, well, that's actually the second week of the program. We actually help them do what's called sort of like a SEEK inventory. SEEK is just an acronym I came up for: skills, experience, expertise, and knowledge.
Okay. And what would you say are some of the benefits to starting a consultancy service, especially from your experience? I know you mentioned that you're now able to spend more time with your kids, but what else? What else would intrigue someone to want to do this?
That's a great question. So there's so many reasons. It depends on the person, but as you said about for me. So for me, what it has meant is absolutely being able to live life on my own terms. I talk about that a lot. Being able to travel, working from anywhere is a big one for me. If I want to travel to Mexico or Jamaica for a couple of weeks, I can do that. I can, mix my work with my vacation. I can still have meetings with clients, to, close my laptop and walk to the beach. And I'm still earning money because I'm still serving my clients. So flexibility, the ability to travel, being able to live life on my own terms.
I mean, that sounds fun. Definitely sounds like something that people should consider. So tell me, are there any drawbacks to consulting businesses?
So I can think of one drawback. So sometimes when your business is growing, and you're getting more requests for your services than you're able to provide as a solopreneur or solo consultant, you're going to find yourself, of course, working to make sure that you can meet your clients' deliverables and their demands and the various, not demands, but their various deadlines. But the good thing is, if you structure your business in a way where the demand kind of meets your ability or your capacity, maybe you hire someone part-time, then you find that gets better over time. I've definitely seen an improvement versus the way I was working in 2021 and 2022. But there's still going to be times, just like with anything else, where you're going to, of course, need to put in the work. The good thing is that you're putting in the work for your own business.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like any entrepreneurial venture or
Yeah.
running any business at all. It doesn't sound like unique to consultancy. So it's just the general drawback. And I wouldn't even say that's a drawback. It just comes with it, I think,
It
right?
comes
It
with it.
comes
Yes,
with running a business.
yes, yes. That's the flip side of being able to go and travel and work on the beach.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're working in your office for longer hours, but then when you're able to, you can, book a trip, go somewhere, work on the beach, and you don't have to answer to anyone.
yeah. Okay, okay. But I want to dig a little bit deeper, and this time let me get a little personal.
Okay, no problem.
That's the most,
So
that's the highest you've made doing consultancy.
yeah,
So
yeah. So
here that, we aspire to do it. We want to know
yes.
what are we looking at?
Okay, absolutely. So let's first start with the fact that what I plan on doing is becoming a seven-figure business. Last year was the most profitable year, that's 2022. And at the end of 2022, from January to December, there's no funny math. I earned $400,000 per year.
Wow.
That's money in the door. Yes, yes, that's money in the door. Again, and so that's something that we're I'm very proud of, because
I'm
when
proud of you.
thank you. I mean, but again, the goal is to go much higher than that, but I'm very happy that I'm at the point where we are now. Another thing to consider, I just started the business 3 years ago. I would not have increased my salary that much if I had stayed as someone's employee. When you start your own business, the ceiling, there is no ceiling, right? As long as you're able to serve people and grow and adapt, there really isn't a ceiling to how much you can earn. So
Okay. And my next question for you is, how does someone get started now doing consultancy? How does someone get started? How do you help them get started? What's the first step they need to take?
Okay. So the first thing that I typically ask people to do that are in our particular program is I make sure that they understand exactly what a consulting business is, what are some of the skills that they can use to actually create services, help them think through the target market. And then not only that, think through the pain points of their target market. What are the services they need? What is behind why they need those services? So that's one of the first things we do. We also help them think through about how much they would charge for some of those services. And I know this seems like we're going ahead of the game, but if we help them visualize what this business can look like and how much they can bring in, that's a great way to start off. And then, as I said, second week, we really help them dig into their seek. But to start off, a person just needs to really take account of the expertise, their knowledge, their skills, and what they know is needed in the industry.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, and about the program now, how exactly does the program work? Is it in the form of a course? I know you mentioned that there's a week 1, week 2. Is it a 6-month course? How exactly does it work, and where do we go to get started? Because this sounds exciting.
Yeah,
I
thank
don't
you.
see why wouldn't anyone want to at this point. Like, I'm gonna sign up.
Yes. So it is an 8-week program, and it's a live lessons and classes with me, and everyone else that's in the program. Each class is recorded, and then of course the person has lifetime access to the program. So it is a course, but I call it a course/coaching because it's group coaching and it's live. So it's not like, you register and then they're just dumping you into a system and you just have to learn as you on your own. We actually have a cohort-based coaching program so that we're moving together as a cohort. Actually, some folks, they wanted to keep going. So they were like, can you create an alumni? And so I actually have a few people that are in the alumni group. So yes, it's an 8-week cohort-based coaching/course that again includes live workshops and webinars with me and the other folks in the program.
Okay. So I've taken courses online, right? And there are times after the courses are done, like I still have unanswered questions. Like I wish there was a way to speak to that teacher, that tutor afterwards. But in a lot of cases, there's no one to help you. Once it's done, it's kind of just done. And that's so unfortunate. So my question to you is, with your training program that you're offering, do you have a mechanism where people can come to you for one-on-one training while in the program, and then after the program has ended, do you have any sort of follow-up to make sure that everything is going smooth? They can bounce a question off you afterwards, etc.
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked the question. So yes, people can actually decide, people can say, yes, we want continued one-on-one coaching with you. So I do offer that as part of the program where people can sign up and get one-on-one coaching after the 8 weeks are up. That way they know exactly what they want to ask, and it's going to be a more productive meeting.
Yeah.
If they want continued one-on-one coaching, absolutely, we do provide that. Another thing is, remember I told you about the alumni group. The alumni group, we have a different program where we are meeting. I'm sharing information with them. And it is, something that we host in a completely different program altogether, but that's more, tips and tricks, not necessarily everything that we covered in the program.
You just told us that we're able to make, well, you've made almost $500,000 just last year, and you're looking to become a 7-figure company. So
Yes.
there's money to be made, obviously.
Yes.
So you're telling me that if I join your course and follow the steps that are provided in the course, I can actually leave my 9 to 5 and make almost $400,000?
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you can probably make more. Here's why. So I work in a very, very niche space, which is federal grant compliance. But if you work if you're in IT or in healthcare or in some other field where there's probably going to be more of a demand or more use cases, so to speak, for the kinds of services you offer, you can make more than that. I know consultants that are $1 million consultants, people I actually know. And so, yes, you can, because you're going to, instead of spending 2-3 years to get to where I was last year, you're going to be able to learn all of those things in a much shorter time, which is that 8-week period. I teach people not just how to launch and build a consulting business, but also how to scale it, which means that they're not necessarily learning how to serve people one-on-one. They eventually, if they want to, and when they're ready, actually can learn how to serve people on a one-to-many basis. And so, yes, it's possible. And as a matter of fact, I think people can make, as I said, way more than me because of the space that I'm in. So
I'm sold on this, by the way.
Mhm.
What is it gonna cost me to get to the next level? I need to get to that $1 million mark. You know, that sounds very appetizing. How do I get there? How does one get there? What's the cost for something like this?
For the next 3 months, we're offering it for $9.99. It's available for the next 3 months only. So it's important that people sign up because we really are going to shift to a different price. But I do also want to let people know that if they ever wanted to get an idea of what it was like to be in one of my courses or one of the training programs, if they go to my website, readysetgoconsult.com, there's a free masterclass that they can just watch on demand. So they don't have to wait. All they have to do is go to the website. There's a button that says free masterclass, and they can watch it at any time.
That's good. And for the paid 8-week course, where do we find that?
So they could, as soon as they watch that free masterclass, they'll have the option of deciding that they want to sign up for the actual course. I do want to make sure that people know that the next cohort is actually going to start the first week in April. And again, that's probably going to be the last time that we offer it at that particular price. So it's important people jump in now.
Yeah, so chop chop, time is money then. We gotta go. So there you have it, guys. Patrice has made over $400,000 last year, which is roughly $1,100 US per day from offering consulting services, which is amazing. She's been offering consulting services and is willing to teach us to do the very same and to become profitable, and I couldn't be more excited. I've been trying to tell you guys that it's profitable. If you didn't believe me, I hope you believe Patrice because she's making big bucks from it. So let's start to think about the different areas that we have knowledge in, and let's get to packaging the knowledge and getting paid for it. And of course, I couldn't have her on the program and not get something for you guys. So I have a coupon code that will get you $200 off the price of registration for Patrice's course. That's $200 off. All you have to do is click the link that's in the description bar of this video and it will take you to the website, and at checkout you're going to type the word Rochielin and you'll get that $200 off. It's that simple. You know, they say each one help one, so I know you guys need the knowledge, so here you go. I'll also include the link to the free masterclass that she mentioned in the description bar below, as well as the 8-week course for us to start our business. Hurry and get it ASAP because the price will change soon. Guys, we need to make this money this year, and I've been doing my research and I've been bringing you valuable information for us to decide what direction to go in. So take this video as a sign. This is your wake-up call. If you've been loving these videos, please click the like button below, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and if you haven't subscribed already, now is a good time to do so. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Be good, do good, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Rochielin, 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 with the vlogging. Rochielin, 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 a good thing. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Watch every video, member say she no hype. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Watch every video, member say she no hype.
Hey, it's Rochielin. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.